Hold my heart and hold my soul. Lay my head down. I let go. Come near and close.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm gonna make sure that you all can see me and you can hear me okay. Um, and if you don't hear me fine or you have some issues seeing me or just drop something in the box, the comment box, and then we'll see what we need to do. Otherwise, I'm so excited about our uh, session today, and especially that will be looking at how we can help each other build a portfolio as a cloud and DevOps engineer. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Emmanuel Naweji. I am the founder and CEO of Transformed to Succeed, which is a very small company but training a lot of people to become cloud and DevOps engineers, and also beginning to work with some consulting with some companies that are in need of either moving to the cloud or optimizing whatever cloud infrastructure they may have. So I'm excited about this session today, and I'm gonna encourage you to in the comment box say where you're connecting from, who you are. I just want to meet every single one of you, and we begin getting to know each other better in case we haven't met yet. Um, yeah. So the first thing that I'm gonna do here is to talk about some stories. Just whatever I'm doing now or what I wanted to share with you today is not something that has come from a book. It's something that is very real. It's not just theories here. It's something that has happened to people, things that have happened to me. My life changed after just training for like 7 months. I trained, that was my first formal training as an IT professional. And then at the end of 7 months, my life really changed. So I went from this place to that one up here in terms of satisfaction, in terms of financial freedom, in terms of just being happy with what I started doing at that point until today. And there's a there's a lady by the name of Sophia. I don't know how you would say that. She uh, she had a background in finances, and then she wanted to switch to software engineering. I'm not a software engineer. I'm a DevOps and cloud engineer, and I know just a little bit of software engineering. And this lady had completed an online coding bootcamp class, but she had no prior work experience in tech. This is what she did. She, after completing the training, she decided to begin building a full stack expense tracker. Okay, so it's an infrastructure that would help a bank or any institution to track their expenses. And she decided to use some of the building tools like React or Node.js and PostgreSQL. React and Node.js, you can use these building frameworks for like back end and front end web applications. Okay, and then the PostgreSQL, that's a storage tool that she decided to use. And what she did next was to document the entire development process, and she used a blog series to do that. She opened sourced the project that she was working on GitHub, and included the detailed README files, meaning that this is what I'm gonna do. These are the steps that I'm using to do it. Okay, so she did all of that. What happened next? What happened next was that a hiring manager from a fintech startup, company. It was a very small company, and they were looking for a software engineer. And for some reason, this hiring manager saw what this lady Sophia was doing, and he or she read everything about what she was doing, really, and she was impressed with her ability to explain complex concepts in her blog. The hiring manager invited this lady for an interview. And remember, this lady had no prior experience as a software engineer. She just completed training through a boot camp. And then she started documenting everything that she was doing. And now somebody has seen her work. And because she didn't have anything else to show off or say, this is proof that I am a software engineer, but she only had her project. And then she used that project as a portfolio, also as a reference point. And guess what? She landed her first role as a software engineer. And this is why I do this show. Especially for those of you who are now transitioning from a different field that was not related to IT. And now you want to become a cloud engineer, software engineer, or a machine learning engineer, or DevOps engineer. And then you wonder, okay, so, I have no experience. This is why I'm talking to you today, because I want to help you. I want to help you do exactly like Sophia. She had no experience in IT, but she landed a job. I'm going to show you some of the tools that you need to leverage on and begin building also your portfolio. All of my students at T2S, Transform to Succeed, I always say, make sure that you have a GitHub account. Because on your GitHub account, this is where you store, this is where your projects reside. There are a ton of projects that you can find for free on YouTube. Don't just, some of you may just do this. They go to YouTube looking for something a little bit free, and then they find a project, and then just they do a project on Docker. Okay, it's not bad, but the point is, like, back to the story, back to Sophia's story. She built a full stack expense tracker, meaning that you have to understand the entire infrastructure. A company will hire you not because you know Docker, in the case of DevOps and cloud engineers, not because you know how to use to provision an EC2 instance, which is a virtual machine that you host on AWS, but it's because you understand the software, life cycle, development life cycle. Meaning each company, they have a product that they sell, right? But this product, that's the kind of like the end product, which let's take an example of Facebook or even YouTube. YouTube, when you're watching videos, that's the product, that's the application. But behind the scenes, there's a whole process to allow you to be able to watch that video that you watch. Even my live stream right now on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. A hiring manager would hire you because you understand not how to build a virtual machine, but they're going to hire you because you understand the whole process. All right. If you have any questions, I'm looking at the comments here, the chat here. If you have any questions, just put them into the comment box. I'm gonna show you one thing that you need to work on first. So, first of all, why do you need a strong portfolio? I think I've talked a little bit about this. Why a strong portfolio is essential for cloud, DevOps, or any other professionals. So, number one, you share your personal stories. People will connect with you not based on what you do, but based on your story. What story do you want to tell? So begin by sharing your journey or examples. Use examples of how a solid portfolio can can help your hiring manager understand how the kind of value that you can add to that team. That's number one. Share your story. Number two, watch for what's going on. Okay? Watch for what's going on. I remember 5 years ago, Linux was a big deal. Being a Linux systems administrator was a big deal. But then in the last 3 years, Linux is no longer a big deal. All right? Because a DevOps engineer, they assume that you know Linux. All right? Cloud, you should know Linux. And then how to administrator, how to administer even Windows systems. So Linux is becoming like a prerequisite. I mean, you just need to know Linux. Like the case of computers 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I mean, you go to the university, they will teach you how to use a computer, but now they don't teach you how to use a computer because they assume that you know how to use a computer. And the same with Linux. So technology will always evolve. It's always going to change. And you need to be watching for what kind of skills are in high demand today. Cloud is here to stay. DevOps is here to stay. Machine learning is now rising. You cannot build, design, build, and deploy a machine learning tool or framework or whatever without the help of a DevOps and cloud engineer. So you will always have a job as a cloud and DevOps engineer. But you still need to kind of like watch out. So you see what's going on. And this is what will also make your portfolio very strong and robust as a cloud and DevOps professional. The second thing that I want to share with you here, kind of like the key components that every portfolio should include. Make sure that when you have your portfolio, you have a place where people would go and learn about what you've been doing and stuff like that. Even when you post some of these series on LinkedIn, I've seen people do that on LinkedIn or Medium or any place. Make sure that you have an About Me section. Say a little bit about yourself. That's how people will connect with you. Okay? A hiring manager will be prompted to hire you or to even give you an interview once they connect with you. What are you about? in life? What's your mission in life? What do you desire to do? What kind of value can you give to your team or a company that may hire you? See, and summarize those in like one line. Myself, I see myself as a thought leader in cloud and DevOps, meaning that I help businesses or companies with technical solutions to provide scalable, reliable, secure, cost-efficient infrastructures on-prem and in the cloud. This is my story. You see, very simple. This is my story. This is my tagline as an IT professional. And besides being an IT professional, what I do, I am a pastor. I preach. I pray with people. I help people, spiritually be healthy so that they can succeed at work and at life. And I do some other things also, but this is what I can do. This is my life. So take some of those lines and make sure that they are a part of your About Me section. So every time you deploy something, you work on a project, attach a story to that project. Okay, how is this helping you, and how is this going to help somebody else? So About Me section, look for real world projects. Anything that can speak about you or tell somebody else about you as a DevOps or cloud engineer. So make sure you talk about those things. Like automation. And when we talk about automation, you're talking about the kind of pipelines you may use, like CI/CD pipelines, uh, scripting to automate some of the repetitive tasks that you use, like could be like Python, Java, Bash shell scripts, and so on. You use that, and you can also talk about containerization and how to orchestrate containers, meaning that you talk about Docker and Kubernetes, and you can also talk about cloud, where you host your applications on-prem or on the cloud. So just find every section of what your responsibilities are as a DevOps and cloud engineer, and then begin working on that. Begin writing projects. Find these projects on YouTube. Enroll into a program. Learn from the best. Friends, I don't want you just go to YouTube and because YouTube doesn't really screen who could be a better educator or trainer. YouTube is just YouTube. It's like a jungle. I mean, anyone can go there and then create something. Anyone can claim to know something, right? So they go to YouTube and they tell you stuff and so on. But the one of the best places where I want you to be always, it's LinkedIn. LinkedIn kind of like screens people, not as far as who should teach or who should not, but on LinkedIn you can see real people, you can meet real people, and see what they really do in terms of work, right? Like DevOps and cloud. I mean, you go to my LinkedIn profile, you will see my history, my work history. You will see what I've done in the past, and that can set people up for. I mean, we can trust each other, all right, and begin a relationship. And I'm doing this on LinkedIn and Facebook, as well as YouTube. But LinkedIn, make it be your place for now. Go to LinkedIn. If you don't have a profile, set up an account. You need to optimize your pictures, your banner, And I can give you some references. If you have any questions about that, I can say, hey, I know somebody who can help you with optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Very cheap, very affordable. The other thing that I want you to do is to include documentation as part of your portfolio or your process to build a portfolio. Have decided on how to write your documentation. I'll show you something here quickly on the web, on the on the website here. Okay, so if you go here, this this like this one here can help you. You know, when you're on GitHub, you can set up a README file. What is a README file? A README file, it's, I'll give you an example on my GitHub here. So here we have, because towards the end of our section, I'll show you how to do this. So this is a repository of a tool known as Packer. Packer is a tool that you use for building customized images for your virtual machines. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a company, and this company, it's they use web applications, and because they use web applications, they want every single virtual machine that you spin up or you provision on that cloud platform, it should have pre-installed like Apache packages, like an Apache, web, packages or whatever. They want Apache, which is a web application, to be installed on every single instance that they use. And this could be on AWS, it could be on Azure, it could be on Google. So what I'll show you when we're done talking, what I will show you as a hands-on briefly, it's gonna be how you can do this on AWS, and I'm gonna guide you through the steps. And the point here is that, when you create a repository, this is like a project. So I've written that, developed this project for somebody, for a company, and I have to document my project. So like, you have the web app create here, you have the readme.md file, and then you have these two, and I will explain these in just a few moments. But I want to focus on the readme file here. So the readme file is like, this is where you write the story to say, okay, this project is about this, and that. Like here, this project demonstrates how to use Packer to automate the creation of custom Amazon machine images. And we're saying AMI because that's the kind of a name that AWS gives to images that you use. And what is an image? An image in IT, that's a very compact, it's a compilation of all of the libraries, binaries, and packages that you need to create a computer. So that's how it works. For on-prem, like when you're using a VMware, ESXi, or a vSphere, when you're using some of those virtual, machine building tools, there we use what we call ISO image, for building those virtual machines, Linux machines. And then here, AWS, they call those ISO images AMIs, Amazon Machine Image. So Packer will allow you to, create that image. And once you create that image, then you can spin up an EC2 instance. So everything you do about this project, you lay it out here. Like this is step number 1. This is what I'll do. And then you go to step number 2. Step number 2, I'll create a provisioner script. So now, what's happening here, the hiring manager will see this. So now that the point is, you don't just put it on GitHub, because I'll go to my LinkedIn here. Then I'll show you LinkedIn.com. So when you go to your LinkedIn.com, like this is mine, and what you see here, there's a section known as like features. You want to feature something here. And then what you do is, because when you apply for a job, the hiring manager first, they're gonna, a lot of times they ask you for a LinkedIn profile. Do you have a link to your profile? Say, yeah, I do. Or you may have already attached this link to your resume. And when they see it, they're gonna come here. They come here, they say, okay, who's this guy? They're gonna click here, and they say, they're gonna look at your banner. They say, he looks interesting. Let's see what he has done so far. And then they're gonna come down here. They will look at your about section here. They're gonna read that, and you need something very simple, very simple. And when you come down here, they want to see what you have done really. And you see here, I have like a YouTube, something from YouTube, another thing from YouTube, and then I have something from GitHub here. See? GitHub here. And they're going to go through this and say, okay, so what has he done really besides his resume? Because anybody can write a resume, but not everybody can do what you can do, right? Not everybody can do what you do. So show what you do here. You click here, you can either add a post or a link. So like if you do this, you go back to your GitHub here. So you just copy this. I will not do this entirely, but I'm just showing the steps, and you can play with it after the video here. So you see, this is the project. I'm gonna remove that here. So this is the project. So I have my project there, and then I just click add. And then I'll add some description here. If I have a specific picture that I can put here, a thumbnail, I'll put it there. And once you do this, you just click save, okay? And when you save, it's gonna look exactly like what you see here, what I have here. And I have quite a few here, quite a few things here. So you're gonna see a lot here. Not a lot, but I do put something here just for people to see what I can do. But how do you write something like this here? So there are applications that you can use. There's like this one here, README. But what I use, I think it's make README. This is what I use the most. So you come here, you can delete. First, you're gonna need to read some information here. They may say, okay, they have some documentation that you can access here. Let's go up here. Probably not in here. You can find it. Like if you use the this here, testing, you see one hash or pound, it that's kind of like the heading number one, or yeah, heading number one, I think. And then you can if you do number two, you say you have this here, and this is something that you may need to learn on your own. But for you to learn this, you have to do it first. When you do something like this, this is the preview of what you do here. So when somebody look at your README file, they're gonna see this. That's exactly what uh, so let me see here. So you see that's what they see here. So it becomes like more readable. But this is a markup. This is a markup language. So you use these and Google. I cannot teach you how to do this, but just I give you the tools and then play with the tools. That's how you learn. Okay, that's how you learn. Any questions from those watching here? Looking at the comments. Okay, anybody having any questions? Okay, if not, then I'll move to the next point here. Let's go back. Main file here. So to number three, what you need to find real world project ideas that can demonstrate your cloud and DevOps and automation skills and so on. And number four, what you're gonna need to do is to like for tips to create or for creating a portfolio that attracts recruiters and hiring managers. Use professional, consistent format across all platforms like GitHub, meaning that like you can have, for instance, you can have one picture, so that when they look at your picture on GitHub, they see it's very similar to what you have on LinkedIn. So across the different platforms, make sure that it's you. It's your beautiful picture, and you don't need a hat. I paid a coach not long ago to help me optimize my LinkedIn profile and stuff like that. And then the first thing she said, "Okay, you remove all of your pictures with your hat." I love hats, so it's Saturday, and that's why I'm wearing one here. All right, so use a professional, consistent format across all platforms: GitHub, LinkedIn, or your personal website. The story about you, about your life, should be consistent. Okay, so you don't want to, on GitHub, you appear to be like a software engineer. On LinkedIn, you are a cloud engineer. On YouTube, you're like a DevOps engineer. No, you don't do that. So your branding or your identity as a professional ID should be consistent across all of the platforms that you're using. Focus on storytelling. For each project, explain the problem, your approach, and the impact that the project can bring about. And lastly, optimize GitHub repositories with READMEs, what I just showed you just a few moments ago. Clear file structure, version control, and you can use different tools like what I showed you, makereadme.com or readme.so. Avoid some of the common mistakes like incomplete projects or lack of documentation. Because what you'll be doing as a DevOps and cloud engineer will be documenting the different projects that you work on, so that even somebody who's not a technology or a techie guy or person or lady or whatever can read what you have worked on and make sense of it. All right. So it's like a 5-year-old boy and girl. When you show her what you have done, she's gonna say, "Oh, that makes sense," because that's what you'll be doing at work. At work, not everybody is a DevOps engineer. Not everybody is a cloud engineer. You have to explain the concepts. You have to explain these concepts and break them down into something that everybody can understand and make sense of it. All right, let's go to number 5. And this number 5 would be the last thing that we'll do here. Number 5, as I said, and I keep saying, leverage GitHub, LinkedIn, and other platforms. Really leverage LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the place where you go to every 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah. So make it that's your work environment. So make sure that LinkedIn sees you every day. And remember, LinkedIn is using algorithms. So if you don't comment on stuff on LinkedIn, if you don't post things on LinkedIn, if you don't do anything at all on LinkedIn, but you still have an account and a profile, you will never be visible. Recruiters will not see you. Optimizing your LinkedIn profile is not only limited to having a professional picture, a professional banner, a professionally written resume and profile, and then you do nothing on your profile, on your account. No, you have to do something like at least twice a day. Be on LinkedIn, post something. Not only post something, but also interact with people. Because LinkedIn wants to see that you are a human being. Today, with artificial intelligence, people can use a tool to begin posting, scheduling stuff. And that's a machine. A human being is somebody who can read what people are saying about something, and then they can react like you like, and then you reply to that thing that you like with a comment. So write something, and that shows that you are human. And then LinkedIn will say, hey, this person is very active. And recruiters will be able to see you easily. Your profile will also show up on that timeline or time story or whatever they call it. So they're going to see you. They say, hey, who is this guy here? Huh? Because you're very active. I am on LinkedIn and I write. I'm pretty much on LinkedIn a lot. So that's what I do now. Do the same. Okay, if you have any questions, just post them in the comment box here. I don't see any questions yet. Yeah, what I'm gonna do now. Sorry about that. What I'm gonna do now, I'll just walk you. I'm gonna walk you through a process here. I'll show you how you can do this and implement this. There's first of all, before we close, this is my website. So you come here. Next Saturday, I will begin a new mentorship program. And this is a way of helping somebody like you build your portfolio. And during this program, I will walk you through a lot of hands-on projects. And these hands-on projects are not projects that I've compiled from somebody. These are real work scenario projects. So we're gonna use them. We're gonna look at them. I can't tell you for what company this project was because that's confidential. But but I'm gonna just give you some exposure to projects that companies actually they use. I mean, they use this like every day. Okay, so when you come here, so you have two options here. You have the T2S Academy. If you click here, you're gonna you're gonna land on a page which will allow you to uh, enroll into our courses. At T2S, this is a very new training company that I started because of family members saying, "Hey, can you also train us?" And so I started like that over 3 years ago. And when I did that, it was first for family and then friends and other people. They came and joined. And uh, but the consulting company Transform to Succeed has been in existence for over 7 years now. So here you gain access to the courses that we offer. You're gonna have access to all of those courses. But when you go back here, you look at mentorship. Mentorship, it's a very comprehensive mentorship program. At this point, it's just we're gonna focus mainly on DevOps. You learn DevOps tools that you use on the cloud, primarily AWS, and eventually I will also set up mentorship for cloud, just only cloud engineer. But this one is for DevOps engineering. So you're gonna learn that you practice that on the cloud, meaning that it's a combination of both cloud, primarily AWS, and DevOps. So take a look at this here. Just click here, and then you're gonna uh, land on the page on how to enroll in this program. But I'm gonna start this next Saturday, so you're gonna have to do it very quickly. All right, back to our project here. And this could be one of the projects that you can take advantage of, and and uh, and then it's also a project that we work on as part of our mentorship program, building your own portfolio. So I think this is pretty much what I had to share with you. I think we're left with like 15 minutes. If we don't have any questions, then we may just call it. And hopefully we meet next week. And I'll come up next week. I may probably do a very short, I'll have a very short session, but I'm planning to have one or two guests in this month and probably one in March to join and share also their story about what they do as cloud and DevOps engineers. Okay, any questions? Last chance. If not, I'm gonna say thank you everybody for joining. Those watching live right now and those who will be watching this video later. What I'm gonna do, I will share some of the links that about the tools that I have talked about today in the comments. In the comments as a comment on LinkedIn. So you have to go to LinkedIn. If you don't have any LinkedIn profile, set up one. Find me there. Just search for Emmanuel Naweji or search for Transform to Succeed LLC. You're gonna find me there. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. God bless, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you.